everyone, welcome back to Dara's College Experience. Friends from USC, and I'm gonna let them introduce themselves to y'all. But today we're just gonna do a little Q&A. These are questions I received from all y'all and from my friends. So just to answer what it's like, what the college experience is like, and I just wanted them to help me out because we all go to USC and we're all freshmen. So I'm gonna let them say their names and their major. As y'all know, I'm Dara and I'm a theater major.
I'm Jaylen, I'm a computer engineering, computer science major.
I'm Lauren, I'm a business major.
I'm Ygor, I'm a business major, dance minor.
I'm Wynton, I'm double majoring in theater and social work.
I'm Pilar, I'm a journalism major. I'm Taylor, I'm a global health major, pre-med.
I'm Reagan, I'm a journalism major. I'm Muchiri, I'm a business major.
I'm Kennedy, I'm an acting major.
I'm Anastasia, and I'm an acting major and a screenwriting minor.
I'm Justin, I'm a business major and a music production minor.
Okay, so that's just a little info about us. So I'm gonna start off with the first question. It's very, very general. So favorite thing about college?
So my favorite thing about college so far is like all the amazing people that I've met, because like I'm from Atlanta, a very like small kind of bubble that I grew up in, but like here I'm meeting so many different people from different backgrounds who are interested in different things, and it's just really cool to just see how creative people can be and how talented people are in general.
My favorite thing about college, I think, is the freedom that you get, right? Like high school is very structured and you kind of got to go to classes and you live this very blocked up life. But in college, you kind of decide for yourself when you want to do work, when you want to have fun. So I think that's a challenge a lot of people face, but for me, that's definitely one of my favorite parts.
Now, like, we could go like more specifically. I want to give like someone say like their favorite thing and maybe least favorite thing about specifically USC like / California.
Okay, so my favorite thing about USC is probably the diverse majors that we have, so you really can explore like who you want to be and you can see like what you're really interested in, as well as LA. There's something for everyone, so everyone, you know, you can find your little group and like what you want to do in the city, whether that's clubbing, just like sightseeing.
That's you.
Okay, so my least favorite thing, the dining hall.
Okay, that was actually my next question. Food on campus, and food on campus probably has to be my least favorite thing about USC because I cried in a dining hall because it was so bad.
Yo, it's not that bad. They just lack options.
Okay, yeah. Who wants to rank the dining hall?
I got you.
You're wrong.
What?
I got you.
Go ahead and say
Never.
EBK because you could be a little bit more creative.
Yes, you can.
No, the food options you allows a little bit more creativity. Then we're gonna go with Parkside, and then we're gonna go with McCartney.
No. Yes, queen. That's
EBK, Parkside, and McCartney.
Okay, I hope that gave y'all sort of an idea on the food on campus. Okay, my next question: parties. Who's trying to take that? Just parties.
There are two categories of parties. There are black parties, and there are frat parties. If you're trying to jump up and down, do the wave, if you're trying to just get lit, you go to a frat party. If you're trying to shake your booty, go to the black party.
Okay, so the real is if you're trying to have a good time, you're gonna have to spend some coins. Because if you're trying to have a good time, to do that on a budget is very hard. Your expectations need to be lower. Because if you're trying to have a good time for free, you're going to get what you're going to get. And you can really throw a fit. But if you're trying to have a really good time, you're going to have to spend some money. But that's just living in LA.
People not from here are not going to like the parties because 1, they don't like the music. 2, they don't like the dancing. And 3, they're just not from here. So... If you're gonna come here and you are from here, you're gonna have a good time at the party sometimes. Some of them obviously aren't gonna be that great, but I mean, that's like every party.
Yeah, but it's like raise your hand if you're from California, and raise your hand if you have a good time at the parties.
I mean, you make the party good for yourself. Like if you're not lit, you're not gonna have fun.
Yeah, this next question is very specific to most of us here, but how is it being a black person at a PWI? I got that sort of a question a lot. So who wants to take that one?
Jaylen. So the one thing is like I'm in engineering, so I'm sometimes faced with being the only, actually majority of the time, I'm the only black person in a classroom in a lecture hall, and that's just how it is. But the one thing that I can say is that majority of us sitting in this room don't experience the actual experience of being a black person at PWI because we live on a black floor.
Okay, so everybody besides Taylor and Reagan, we all live on this 5th floor. It's called Somerville, and it's the black floor. And we chose to live on here because various reasons. But it's just an all black floor, and it's really cool seeing people who look like you and that you're like they're your automatic friends and stuff. So honestly, like the first day, I was talking to some of my Suitemates, and I was like, the fact that we live with like these type of people, it's kind of funny because you forget you're on a PWI, and like when you step out and you go to class, it's like what? So it was weird. It was really interesting. Taylor and Reagan live. Taylor lives on the 3rd floor of this building, and Reagan lives on another floor. So I can let them cover that a little later. But yeah, that's kind of the experience that Somerville gives you. So
well, I will say I think the black community here at USC is very tight knit. That I don't feel uncomfortable around campus. Like if I see a black person walking around campus, like we say hi, we wave. So I think that's also like a difference that like USC's black community is so close.
That's true. You're at me.
Yeah. You're 6'8", Muchiri.
That's
But I don't also know if that's like just me, but I also enjoy that majority of the workers here are minorities. Like that makes me very comfortable, and especially because they see us and they recognize us as like black people out of PWI. So every time we walk into the dining hall, it's a wave, or the people that work at the front desk, it's like, hey, like we know half of them by their first name. We know about.
They know all of our names.
We know about their kids. Like it's a whole ordeal.
Okay. So the next question, we'll just talk about dorms. So there's like how many freshman buildings?
Like 10. I'm not counting all of them.
Yeah.
There's only 8 or 10.
There's a number of freshman dorms, and you could choose like which one you want to live in. Okay, there's 9, but yeah. So we live in Floor Tower, and that's obviously where Somerville is. We live on one side of campus, and Reagan here lives on another side of campus. So
I elected to live in Burncrant because I have a good friend that I came here with. Burncrant has its flaws. Let's be real, but we do have Starbucks that's open 24/7 right under us, so we have full access to food anytime. We also won the Residential College Cup, which matters.
No, it
doesn't matter.
Okay, now I'm gonna Taylor talk about her experience.
Okay, so every single dorm has a very distinct identity. West Residential prides itself on being very cultural, diverse. So we have like different sessions every Monday on like social issues and like social topics. So like New North, Burncrant, those are more social dorms. If you want to come to West, it's more community living. So like we have suite style housing. So like you get really close with your suite and the people on your floor.
You want to explain like how many people and stuff and like
So there's 8 people in one suite, and it's 2 people per room, and you get a bathroom just for you guys. So that's what's really good about Floor is that you get AC, and it's not communal bathrooms because those get nasty. And they have people that come in twice a week to come clean our dorms, which is really, really nice. And so I don't live in Somerville, which is kind of sad. But like I'm always up here, and it's like really welcoming. So if you want to make yourself a part of like the black community, or like if you're not necessarily in the like cultural floor that like you identify with,
you're special interest community.
Special interest community. You're always welcome. Like these people are still like my good friends. So like, you know, I know. That's why I'm always up here.
Best place to take visitors in LA.
Okay, because my friend was like just here. So we went to Melrose and Fairfax, which is probably like the dopest area, especially if you like thrifting and just like taking pictures, because there are a lot of cool walls and whatnot, a lot of cool stores. We saw a few celebrities there too, so like that's cool. And then I would also say the beaches are really dope too, just for the fact that you could take Metro down to a beach if you really felt like it. Like we went to Santa Monica literally last night and just were like just going around, shopping, taking the views. They got little characters done of them.
Little characters.
And then also, Beverly Hills is also really pretty. Like, especially on a nice sunny day. It's nice to just walk down. Yes, it is very expensive, but you know, you can just walk.
Oh, the Grove. The Grove. No, if you're looking for the most LA mall, you're going to go to the Grove because they have the movie theater, they have food.
And now we're going to talk about classes and your course schedules and how rigorous that is.
Freshmen have to take freshman seminars called GSEMs, and so mine personally this semester is about music, like there's politics, There's Chinese literature. If you have an interest, you'll find a GSEM that fits that, which is a good thing. And for 150 and GSEMs, they're all smaller classes. I think they're capped at 16 or 19. So it's pretty close-knit and tight. Get to know your friends and your professor as well. So that's been pretty good. And so I'm in Marshall, like I said earlier, which is a business school. But one thing I like about Marshall, besides the classes, are the resources that they get. Every week we get emails about career fairs or resume workshops or recruitment. So one thing that USC does really well is helping you find your career. So that's what I like about Marshall personally.
Okay, that's good. Now let's talk about Thornton.
Thornton, yes. So I am a music production minor, and it's really cool, all the classes in Thornton, because your professors are not just people who like have knowledge about it and are telling you like stuff with no experience. They're like stars in the industry and like people who know what they're doing and like have long resume. Yeah, what's the word? Extensive resumes, and like they're really qualified for the jobs that they're teaching as all professors. But like it's really amazing like to see like what they've done and like be able to go out and like believe what they're actually teaching you. So all my Thornton classes so far have been really cool. I've taken like 2 songwriting classes and a music technology class. And one bad thing about Thornton classes is if you're taking like a theory class, it's going to be at 8 in the morning, and all our music technology classes are like 7 at night. So they just make you stretch out your days, which is evil, number one. But it's really fun once you're in the class because everyone in there is like super creative, super supportive of you, and it's really nice.
Yes. Okay, let's talk about Viterbi.
So, for Viterbi, we are like one of the highest funded programs on campus. But yeah, it's all engineering, so there's a lot of funding, there's a lot of resources, which is really nice because it's complex. Like all of the requirements are extensive, and so there's a whole bunch of resources on campus for tutoring. You can actually literally get free personal tutors for any course that you would like. If you ask, and that's all you have to do is just like open your mouth to get help if you need help. The other thing with Viterbi is that if you are a minority, it is going to be tough because you will sit there and you will feel like you're the only one there, and that includes, and I'm talking about white people in Viterbi because you are a minority if you're in engineering, if you're white, because I can count the white people, the black people, and the Hispanic or Latino people all on one hand in a classroom, and so that's also something to be noted because it's like exceptionally tough to deal with that in a class. But otherwise, my major in itself is actually a double major. I don't think anyone else sitting here has the amount of course requirements that I do besides Taylor because she's pre-med, so she comes with a biology minor in her major. But I am still trying to pick up a communication design minor, which means I'll have to add more credits, which I don't know how I'm going to do that, but we'll figure it out. So that's something too, but if you want to do it, you want to do it. But that's like the one thing is if you don't want to, I wouldn't recommend to keep pushing through it because it's just not going to pay off in the end.
Nice. Okay, Annenberg.
Sally, you were
Reagan take that.
I'm using big one. Annenberg is really nice. So it's the Annenberg School for Communication, Journalism, and was it Public Relations?
Yeah.
Okay, so all that stuff. But the really great part about it is similar to Thornton is that all the professors they've been in the industry and they've actually done the work in addition to teaching you about it. And you really do a lot of your learning hands-on. You obviously have to be in the classroom a lot, but I feel like most of the learning that I've done has been through my work with actual Annenberg media and writing articles and producing stories and producing content. So they really try to teach you by, throwing you into the fire and allowing you to adapt, which is pretty cool. So if you're interested in, putting your voice out there through communication, I think it's a good option.
Just like add a little something.
Of course.
And it's really nice because I'm personally more into the entertainment industry and all like the actors, movies, and what's going on. He's really into sports, and it's nice that there's like that one place where you can do like all of that. And like even like I have a lot of friends who are really into politics, so they do that there. So like you're not limited to being forced into a certain type of arena just because it does cover anything you could possibly imagine. And we also get the Adobe Suite for free, which is very, very nice. So that's another bonus about being in Annenberg.
Okay, Dornsife.
Okay, so Dornsife is the biggest school on campus. That's where anyone that's undecided and most of like the science majors are in there. So with pre-med, there's a lot of requirements. You're gonna get a pre-med advisor and you're gonna get your degree advisor, your major advisor. And I suggest talking to students that have gone through it already because they're gonna give you a very general, very standard process that's very overwhelming. They're gonna want you to double up on chemistry and biology, which is 2 separate labs, 4 separate lectures, I guess a lot. So talk to students so that you can get like their experience as well as, you know, what you need to make sure that you graduate on time. With pre-med, yeah, so there's a lot of requirements, but they have a lot of resources on campus, like with engineering and a lot of the other schools. There's free tutoring for any class that you sign up for. There's like SI sessions, which are like smaller sessions where you can meet with TAs one-on-one, so yeah.
Okay, SDA. We can talk about SDA. Someone could do SDA and then sort of SCA. Yeah, we could do that. Okay, I can speak a little bit on SDA because I'm in that school. And then, so it's this just School of Dramatic Arts. It's the school for acting majors, theater majors, and then isn't production. So just dramatic arts.
It's ranked number 2 for best acting school in the world this year.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, so it's like 4 of us. Yeah. So I really love that this environment for acting because everybody is so serious about it. Everybody takes their job there so seriously. The classes are pretty early. Like last semester I had 3 8 a.m.s, but it's okay. Or you can have, yeah, it's kind of like Thornton. It's like early classes or just like super late classes. But the good thing about it is like you wake up early for something that you love. Like I've never had a problem like lugging myself to an 8 a.m. because it's something that I love to do with the people like with people that love to do it as well. And just as like Thornton and Annenberg, there's people who have been in the business. Like my teacher from last semester, she was a part of the first graduating class of Juilliard. So like it's people who are just like actually integrated into the business and into the industry, and that had to be like one of my favorite classes. And then we could also, anybody want to speak on like SCA? I mean, it's the number one.
I would say it's the number one.
Yeah.
So
I have a lot of
which
friends
is
who are
great if you're
screenwriting
acting.
actors.
Yeah, it's amazing to just be over there, like, cause it's amazing, especially for us acting majors, to have that resource on campus. Yeah. So that's like one of my favorite things.
The SCA classes are much larger, I would say. Well, the ones that are, let's see, if you're majoring in SCA, obviously you get to do the smaller courses where it's like, some I've seen are like 6 people, but the larger lecture style courses can go up to 150 people. So how do I say this? When you're it's definitely that lecture style of college. I mean, all of us are in programs where I feel like our classes are relatively small, but when you go into SCA, those classes are huge.
Okay, this one's gonna be a little rough, but best/worst thing about having roommates and suitemates.
In terms of best thing, you kind of get like a automatic person that's kind of looking out for you in a way. Your roommate looks out for you a little bit different.
I don't have a roommate.
Okay, whatever. But your roommate keeps you in check a little bit different because you don't really, well, for me, what I've experienced, you don't really form like a tight-knit friendship where you're like besties, but your friendship is a different kind of friendship. It's almost like a little bit like family, at least from what my experiences. So I would say that's the best part because you have someone looking out for you. But the worst part is just obviously the aspects that come with living with someone else that you're not familiar with. It's not family. You don't really get to check people like that. You kind of just have to put up with how other people are living and go about your day. But that's also dorm living. But it also depends on how close you are to your roommate.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
I'm very close with my roommate, and but it was definitely like amazing that we became so close. And I would say like one of the best things for me about having my roommate is just like I just have like a therapist, an on-site therapist. No, like
everybody's personal experience.
Yeah, everybody's personal experience is different, but like honestly, I can come to my roommate about anything, talk to her, cry with her, like whatever it is, and it's been amazing. And really, like the only worst part is just like the rooms are tiny, and you know you're having to share your space, but it hasn't really been a problem.
So we're gonna do one final question. I want everyone to go around and say one big takeaway from last semester. We'll start at you, and we can just end up.
My biggest takeaway was that I now have it's a large family of people who at some point I really do hate them. I really do. But I also love them dearly. And if I had experienced my first semester without them, it would have been a way different experience, and I don't know what I would have done.
Okay.
For me?
I would just say to be open-minded, I would say, because you're going to come to college, people just live differently, have different viewpoints, they have their own ideas, their own interests, so personally you can grow from learning from others and just being receptive to people even if you don't necessarily get along with them or agree with them. We have to respect them anyways.
My biggest takeaway, I'd probably say stay in your own lane in the sense that don't feel pressured to kind of keep up with someone else's pace. Like maybe your first semester won't be as good as someone else's first semester, but don't really worry about that. Just make sure you're trying your best and comfortable with whatever you're doing. That's my takeaway.
Good. Mine is kind of along the lines of Ygor's. Just I would say don't get caught up in like the ups and downs of college, and make sure you don't lose yourself in the process of like transitioning from college to high school, because it's very easy to forget where you came from, or like to forget like your morals or your ideas or however you feel about a certain topic, because you're in an environment with very different people with very strong opinions. So just make sure that you like keep yourself centered and grounded, and like make sure like if you look in the mirror you can still recognize yourself at the end of the day. Like you're still you.
I like that.
That's a good one.
My biggest takeaway is that it might take you a second to find your people. So like don't go into college thinking like, oh, I'm gonna make friends from the jump. Like some of my like people that I thought I would end up being friends with that I met like that first week of college when we were like still introducing with, I'm not as close to as I was. Others I still am. There are some people who I just like recently became friends with. So like it might take you a minute, so like don't stress, because everyone will eventually find their people, and like once you do, you're gonna be so happy.
My biggest takeaway, just make it what you want to make it, do what you want to do what makes you happy. Like there's something for everyone, so just find that, and always like at the end of the day make sure that you're happy. Like there's a lot going on around you, but just make sure you take those self-care days and you're just good with yourself.
In line with that, just don't forget to, it's going to get busy, it's going to get hectic. Don't forget to take care of yourself, whatever that looks like for you, if it's working out or, just taking, time to be comfortable with your mental health. Just make sure that you keep taking care of yourself throughout the process.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just stay focused. You're here to get out. You're not here to stay here. So.
Very good.
My biggest takeaway is just to be patient with yourself. This is a time where you're growing and you're really trying to find yourself, find what you like, find what you don't like. So just be patient with that. It's gonna take time.
Hey y'all, I'm so sorry, but unfortunately the last couple minutes of that video got cut off. So unfortunately you will not be able to hear Anastasia and Justin's takeaways, but here's mine. So something that I took away from the first semester of college was the fact that yes, like everything is going so fast here and you're meeting all these new people, all these amazing new people, you're taking all these classes. Just don't forget that you have people at home that are always going to be there to support you. I feel like that's something that I forgot for the first semester of college because things were just going 100 miles per hour. I was like, can we just slow down? So I just feel like remembering that there's people at home that are gonna be your friends for a lifetime, and remembering that they're never gonna really leave your side and that you can always count on them too, because like it is connections that you've had back at home for like 12 plus years versus the people you've met and you've known them for 6 months, which these connections are like invaluable and I'm so grateful for them, but you cannot forget the people that are at home, and that is something I forgot. So just remembering that there's always gonna be people there to support you and have your back throughout any and everything. So I just want to thank you so much for tuning into this video. I hope that answered a lot of your questions and even more. And if you have any more questions, do not be afraid to reach out to me. Comment in this video, DM me on Instagram like you guys have been doing, on Twitter, anything that works for you. And I'll put my friends' ads down in the comment section below in case you have any questions for them specifically regarding like a specific major or anything that you want to ask them specifically. So thank you so much for tuning into this video, and I hope to see you on more of Dara's college experience.